Good morning. Behind me, the apple tree that needs to be trimmed. Let me show you what I'm going to do today. Here is my Gala apple tree, and you can see I've kind of let it run rampant. So I'm going to trim it all back here. I'm going to trim the top. You can see the interior is pretty beat up. I'm going to clean all that up. This one isn't out of control. This one, this Fuji, this thing is a beast, just like if you've seen my other videos, and I'll leave a link. This one just likes to, this one's pretty robust. So my primary focus here will be to mostly to trim the tops, the sides, and then the exterior, just because it's growing a little out of control. Here, chop it back a little bit, clean it up. And if there's any experts out there, I've researched this. I can't figure out what that is and how to treat it. Some kind of disease. I don't know if it's just age or if it's something that's curable. Pass on any helpful hints. And then you can see there's a lot of stuff that's crisscrossing. I'll clean all that up. You know, for example, right here, that's crisscrossing. This is coming in. That kind of stuff I've just let go. This is a great tree. This year didn't produce anything. The rain hit right at bloom and knocked off everything. This tree just had a tough year. Maybe 2026 it'll recover. This kind of stuff, I think something like this, I think I'll just leave. Doesn't hurt anything. When you see stuff like this, it's growing the wrong direction, I might leave it. But mainly the interior, just clean up the interior. And then this thing, this thing produced almost 100 quarts of applesauce. Yeah, so I just kind of let it do its own thing. The tools I'll be using, the ladder, the beast, this thing, love it. Shears, smaller pair, and then the telescopic tree trimmer. I'm going to start off here. Gonna go in here and start trimming the inside of this thing. There's no particular methodology. You just get in here and trim the best you can with whatever tool you got. I'm going to start off with the thinner stuff here. It's kind of a mess. I haven't done this before with this tree. I've always pretty much let it do its own thing, but this year, oh man. And that's not a very clean cut. You want a nice clean cut whenever you're trimming fruit trees. And I'm just trimming as close as I can to the main branch. I'm just thinning out the interior of the tree. Now, I'm not an agronomist, and I know a lot of you may be experts in this. I have 2 trees. I don't have 100 acres. I'm not going to go in and trim this in a professional manner. This is a sort of a hobby kind of deal, and I eat everything that I produce. These trees are very productive. So my style, my methodologies may be a little bit different from yours. I'm not a professional. I don't claim to be. I'm just a person that has a couple apple trees, and I'm just trimming them as a normal person would who is not an expert in this area. Now I could follow all the protocols. Indiana University has a write-up. UC Davis has an extensive write-up. But I'm not going to follow because I don't have the time, nor do I have the patience to prune my trees to a commercial level. So you kind of get the idea here. I'm thinning it out so we can get a little bit of sunshine into the interior of this tree. Now I can go on for a while here, but you kind of get the gist. This is the first tree. And I'll continue doing this, and then I'll go to the second tree. Now this is a painful decision. You can see the buds right here on the tips, and this is a high producing part of my tree, but you can see it's just out of control. And unfortunately, I got to trim this thing back, and I don't want to. That's the painful part about this, but it has to go. Yeah, that hurts, and this will hurt too. Gotta trim this back. Now I'm taking some of this all the way back to the base or the home root. Some of it I'm gonna leave. This, for example, I'm just gonna trim these right here. I'm gonna leave those. Yeah, that's painful, but it had to be done. For the tops on this one, I'm really not gonna take too much off. Let the tree do its own thing. Other than that, I'm about ready to wrap this one up. Now this beast, I'm gonna top it off first. Then the sides here, I wanna make sure that nothing's encroaching on the other property owner's space. But yeah, you can see I have no desire to try to pick apples at that level. So right now I'm just gonna top all that stuff. Oh, yeah. All right, here we are again. This thing loves to clog up. This is going to take a long freaking time. As I said, when this happens, you got to have a screwdriver at hand. This thing is jammed. You're really jammed up with junk. And the blade will get caught up in there and won't release. This is going to be similar to when I did the plum tree. I'll leave a link above on the right to the challenges I had there. This is not any different. I'm just topping this off because one, they're not going to produce for another year or so, and two, I'm not going to climb up there to pick them, as I've said time and time again. But here's the hardest part, trying to line the damn thing up so you can cut it. And you can see that what I need to do is get a ladder and just chop it off at the base where all these offshoots start. I'll try this. So you have to use a combination of tools and to get in here and safely, and I use that word safely, everything's wet today and slippery. So you gotta really be careful in these conditions. And And I am cutting these at angles, if you're curious. Here's what I'm doing. I don't like to go any higher on a ladder than right here. That's it. I don't want to go any higher. I don't want to pick anything higher than this. Therefore, my threshold is right here. I don't want to have to fuss with this. It's already dangerous enough. I'm not holding on to anything. I don't like this right at all. Ouch. I'm not following any particular format. I am cutting at an angle. This is just simply topping the damn thing. Yeah, I know I'll give up some apples if I can. Rather have the ability to pick them. I'm falling off the damn ladder. And yeah, I'm thinking about 2027 where this tree will be in 2 years. I don't want to get overly aggressive, but the tops mean nothing to me. That's 90% of the battle here. And I'm going to trim a little bit of this. I would like to plant a tree behind where I'm recording right now. I've mentioned it in a couple other videos. I want to put an avocado tree in the space right behind you, right behind this camera. And I want to just thin this back a little bit this year, because if I do get an avocado tree, I want it to get at least a little bit of sun. And as I've said again, I'm just going to clean up the interior a little bit, not a lot. Just do what it does. And that is to produce a lot of apples. Yeah, no, that's the camera. So what? Yeah, stuff like this. Stuff that pokes me when I'm trying to pick the apples or thin them or what have you. And sometimes you just have to carve a path through the branches so you can get access. Yeah, I just slapped me right in the face. Feels good. All right, you see where I just screwed up that cut? Well, I have to redo it. It wasn't a clean cut. You want to cut these at an angle. I want to try to prevent disease as much as possible. You always cut, you always trim once the leaves fall, or most of the leaves have fallen. You can see that most of the leaves have fallen. The end result here is just trying to clean this thing up. This is not something I'm going to do for a living. And I know in big operations they use. Good morning. Let's wrap up the topping of this thing right now. And I always like to trim to the property line. I think that will serve well enough. Nice little thinning. Cleaned it up a little bit. But all in all, there's the end product. If you like this kind of stuff, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, a like, subscribe. Brad Williams, Grit DIY. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching. See you soon.